Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. I'm Matthew.
My name is Emmanuel.
And I'm Victor, the black man in Black Africa.
And this is Construction Talk with the lads. So, today we want to talk about contractors, when you're doing a project, let's say as a first timer or you've done several projects before, especially for those who've done projects before, I'm sure you've had various interactions with contractors, whether good or bad, and we just want to have that as a point of discussion. So for a start, we're just going to talk about who's a contractor, because we want to assume that this podcast is being watched by people who are aware of construction and people who are not familiar with how construction works. So we're just trying to be an all-inclusive kind of panel, and so we're going to describe who's a contractor, what they do, and then we're now going to get into the main point of the discussion, that is what to look for when you're getting a contractor for your project. Because if you think about it, it's actually, when I was coming from town, nilikuwa nafikiria getting a contractor for your project is like the way you look for a potential significant other. No. Hear me out. This, a contractor is someone like someone you're going to work with. Yeah. Someone who is going to count on your money, like that depend on you financially. Yeah. Of course, the relationship is a bit different because moja ni social, ingine ni working, but point yenye nilikuwa na try driving ni when you're looking for a significant other, unakuanga very 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 picky ama kitakuramba in the long run. So it's the same concept with construction. When you're looking for a proper contractor for your project, you have to be as picky.
True.
You have to be as ruthless. Just the same way Musari Apple took can't just fall for anybody. So start us off. Who's a contractor?
And now thank you, Matthew, for that. For our listeners, I hope you've picked a thing or two about picking significant others.
Yeah, by the way, if you think we can do a podcast on relationships one day, why don't you just comment in the comment section and tell us?
So a contractor is any person or any entity tasked with the obligation to carry out works for another person at a profit. Yeah. So we realize that there are two parties here. There is the contractor and there is a client who intends to be carried out for works in the aim of acquiring a profit. The works should be building works or civil works. They can lie well within the spheres, but there can be other variations depending on the type of so that is basically a contractor. Ule mtu mwenye atakuja akujenge, akuwekee mabati, repair leaks at a profit.
At a profit.
So he is a professional because akona the manpower. I may go through some period of some teachings. Then this is what he does. So he's a professional. So the obligation,
Maybe kuna msana na shangaa, why should you look for a contractor?
why
should you involve a contractor?
Mbona nisite ule fundi mwenye na kuanga hapo hivyo?
Mbona usichukue mtu yoyote? Kwanza ni they are well tasked for this. As we all know, contractors are regulated. The underdogs, the watchdogs, who are the NCA, when you wanna watch over everything that any contractor is doing. So you can be assured that whatever work is doing, this is work which has been performed to standard. So value for money, quality, everything is catered for.
And at least the good thing with working with a contractor, and by the way, for the record, mimi sina beef na mafundi. I personally know of some who maybe it wasn't officially written down on paper like a contract, but kazi yenye wanafanya ni kazi safi. Experience yake. Remember hata tukiwa year 1 kuna lecturer alikuwa anatushow wale wazee wenye wanakuanga na fegi. Hata nakumbuka example kwa zilikuwa vivid. Ati mzee anaangalia building hivi. This is how it's said.
The lecturer tumeanga the example of let's say a roof, when you are making up the trusses, unaweza kuja na with your theory, but this guy has a wide range of experience on building the roof hizo roof, so anajua venye hizo ma joints zinafaa zingiane, so you come that site as an engineer, then you're like hesabu ingiani 1+1 is not looking like 2. But that guy the experience anajua how to go about, but still you should engage the professionals.
Why? Because you see kikiumana unajua ufundi number 1, chances are hata agreement yenu ilikuwa by word of mouth. Nilikwambia unifanyie hii na hii. Naona umefanya hivi. Sasa hata ikiwa in ukitaka to what's it called? There's a word I'm looking for. Before you go to arbitration, you need to, there's a word I'm looking for. Like mnahitaji kusema is it a dispute?
Alternative ADRs.
Before you need to, I'm looking for as of tumekosana tuseme huu ni
like this.
We need to acknowledge now this is a dispute. So wezi consider dispute na fundi in a legal, in a formal way, because your agreement yenu number 1 ilikuwa mouth nini. So when ukiwa na contractor number 1 uko na backing ya the watchdogs aka NCA. NCA stands for National Construction Authority. That was an authority, that is an authority that was established by the NCA Act of 2011. So it mandated to regulate construction industry itself, the way works is carried out. Na pia, for most important, for our topic, relevant to our topic, that is the authority that registers contractors, whether you're a local contractor or a foreign contractor, like the Chinese, for instance, those coming from other countries. So ukiwa work na a contractor, a formal, well-registered contractor, hata chances in case of any dispute, which results now to alternative dispute resolutions, you're working with a professional, unlike quack mwenye sasa hiyo huwezi peleka koti, because you are asked show evidence that you told him this. So that's why you need a contractor.
Still on working with a contractor, even that contractor even if he's registered, he or her is registered with the NCA, for you to get him to like an official dispute, for the case you mentioned on the ADR ama even to court, ensure you are in a written contract. You might be dealing with a contractor, but if your contract is not signed off and all that, kuna mali unaweza mpeleka.
So we've told you who's a contractor, their obligations to you, why you need them. So now you've thought about it. Probably you have some money you've been saving, or you've just landed a very good deal and that's gotten you some good moolah, and you're feeling sijui ninunue shamba Kamulu, Ruiru, hapi kwingine
Kabiria.
The what?
Kabiria. This upcoming settling towns basically.
That one. Umona, there's an opportunity to invest in real estate. So you have that money, and now you feel you may engage the professionals as I was advised by Reverse Construction. You're welcome. So uko na architect amefanya design yake, and please, this is just by the way, We learned this over the past week. An architect is not just an architect. Please, an architect is someone who has a certificate of practice from Borax.
Yeah.
So whenever you're thinking of contacting an architect, always check with Borax kama ko registered, because unaweza kuwa una work na quack or
tumwita designer
wanamwitanga
draftsman. And yeah, because we understand maybe kama mtu mwenye anafanya architecture maybe hana hiyo license, but just
amefanya deep ameivisha mbaya sana,
anaweza kuwa ameivisha but for the sake of disputes, because disputes zinaweza kufanya umie sana financially. Just always make sure whoever signed that architectural drawing has a certificate of practice from Borax. That was just by the way. So you have your architect, amefanya design, you have your QS, amekukostia the amount of money that you may need to build. Yeah, alafu sasa yeah, na project manager na architects watakusaidia to go through the tendering process. So now you're looking for the ideal contractor, and that's what we want to talk about kwa hii podcast ya leo. What to look out for
and what to underline. Ukiona hii unakimbia,
unapiga mstari
hapo
asterisk
ilani onyo
caution. Yeah. So Victor, start us off. Things to look out for when choosing a contractor.
Kitu ya kwanza, actually this looking out for people or entities in the construction industry starts far behind this. So as Matthew has said, architect ni ako registered na Borax. There is cap 525. Please go through it, itakusaidia sana. So the first thing, is the company even registered? Does the company exist? Yeah. So if you register a company, when you register any company, you are given a CR12.
What's a CR12?
A CR12 is a document validating that this company exists by the registrar of companies in Kenya. Unacheki? Sasa kwa hiyo CR12 there are features, prominent features. Zenye ukiona tu hivi una tick the box, unasema okay, ujamaa ako chonjo kufanya hii kazi. Kwa CR12 kuna name of the company. Na hapo kubwa, kitu ya kwanza unaona name of company hapo.
Musari and Victor and Sons.
Musari and Sons Co. Ltd. nini. Yeah.
So name of company.
Name of company. There's a unique serial number. That serial number is just unique to that CR12 document. Yeah, and there's a watermark. Kuna watermark hapo. Sasa shida inakuja, hizi vitu zote we can do them. Like we can just key in some numbers, say hii ni serial number yangu, kwani uoni na ni M-Pesa, it's M-Pesa code.
Confirmed.
Yeah. The ukipita tu pale River Road, a few people can do that. Yeah. So if you feel that you are not safe enough, you should contact the registrar of company, check with them if they have this in account. Yeah. If this company exists,
that's serial number.
Yeah.
Okay.
The company itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So you contact the registrar of company. They will get back to you in about 2 to 5 days. But ukicompare na pesa yenye unge lose, it's worth it.
Yeah. Patient.
Wanakuambia ni aje, hawa ni wase wetu. Hawa tunawatambua, hawa ni kazi safi. So hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza unafaa ucheck. Haya. Unafaa ucheck kama the contractor is tax compliant.
To anil to
watu anil mnyamazi kidogo.
mnyamazi kidogo.
So as we all know, this is a business.
Yeah.
And there's turnover every now and then, there's income. So if we can check with KRA and get if these people are compliant. Also in the CR12 registration, one of the key stars checks zenye wao wanafanya before they give you the CR12 is, are you tax compliant? So the CR12 to some bit makes you aware that this man is
calmness.
Yeah.
But bado hujamaliza.
Yeah. Then kitu ingine mkishaingia kwa contract, after you sign the deal, the contractor should like secure a bid bond. Kuna kitu inaitwa bid bond.
Tuambie bid bond ni nini?
Sasa hapo kwa bonds, so acha niseme tu bonds kwa
James Bond.
kuna James Bond, kuna
Then kuna bid bond.
kuna bid bond, kuna performance bond na kuna maintenance bond.
Okay.
Sasa ukitaka kunini contractor, ukitaka kusecure contractor mfiti, lazima kwanza hawa ni wale wase wenye wanafanya zile contract za 50 million pale, 12 million, 20 million, 10 million kidogo, but ni advisable tu. Ni advisable. So bid bond ni pesa yenye contractor anaweka mahali, mna secure. Kwa bid bond kuna wase watatu. Kuna the obligee. The obligee.
Sema obligee.
Alafu kuna the principal.
Okay.
Alafu kuna the bank, sasa the entity yenye inasema italipa hii pesa.
So kuna watu watatu.
So kuna vitu tatu. Sasa obligee ni contractor. Alafu kuna the principal. Alafu kuna surety. Hiyo ni company. The companies which will pay off.
Insurance ama bank ama?
Ni kama bank sasa. Surety ni bank.
Okay.
Unaelewa? Sasa contractor, the obligee. The contractor anafaa kudeposit a sum. It can range between 5% to 20% of the total amount.
Total amount ile cost ni.
Yeah, the contract sum. Hii amount ni kuashua wewe kama client. Omayo, I'm telling you that mimi ukinipea hii kazi, I will see it through to the end. Na nikiacha katikati, chukua hiyo pesa, tafuta watu wengine wafanye hii kazi. Unaelewa? So that hiyo ndio the significance of bid bond.
Bid bond.
Yeah, but it's reversible to the contractor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sasa we will pay him when I reduce to as the time goes. So you like if I got
proof anaweza carry out the works.
akishafika 50%, this man cannot leave. Unaona? But hiyo ni kitu ya kwanza. Hiyo ni bid bond should be like that significant stuff that you look out for. Yeah. Also bid bond inakujanga na as the contractors have given their tender sums. Yeah, so bid bond ni part of it. Also program of works. Kitu kingine unafaa kucheck ni program of works.
Program of works. Yeah.
Unajua unaweza ambia mtu amequote vizuri, ametumia kijana pale tuk. Amemtumia drawings. The drawings are well done. Sasa BQ ni safi sana. Umepara bana, rates ni standard. Umefurahia, umesema I've got the one. Lakini pale kwa works, programs of works kidogo chenga. Msana anakuambia bana tutaanza excavation in April si kuna rains. Nakwambia hapo excavation tutachapa hapo wiki ngapi? 2. Na hiyo story ishe.
Sasa kama unajua kuna nyeshanga April unamwangalia kidogo.
Unamuuliza bana rada hapa
Pangaje.
hapa
Unapangaje?
Yeah, so inafaa check out hiyo program of works. It's actually part of the tender documents, but you should scrutinize it. Unafaa kuwe na mtu kama project
manager sasa hapo ndio anakusaidia kabisa.
Project manager anakuambia bana hapa according to vile mimi masomo yangu hapa inasema April tunaweza fanya nini, lakini itakuwa costly.
Okay, itakuwa costly. Yeah.
Na hapa kitu ya kwanza tunataka kusave pesa yako na tutengeneze quality works.
Na tukufanyie kazi as fast as possible.
Yeah, so hapo matters finances zenye unafaa ucheck hizo vitu tatu kwanza. Hizo vitu tatu kwanza ukicheck kama ziko sawa, mimi naona kama finance pale ya. Alafu unaweza enda pale NCA waambie kuna huyo contractor bana. Mambo yake mko naye hapa. You can check juu NCA when you register as a NCA as a contractor. NCA gives you a certificate with a unique serial number. So you can contact NCA and ask them, okay, this serial number exists here. Now he's it. Uni mtweni. NCA anasema hapo is a bit mbadala. Huyu ni brandi anataka kujoin.
When you are talking about the bid bond, you also mentioned of the, what do you call it, the contract. So, contract, contractor, the contractor, the obligee. The obligee, the contractor, and the obligee. performance bond.
Mhm.
What about it here? How does it come into play with the
Hiyo
project?
sasa hiyo inataka tu like kitu 30 minutes hivi. Wacha hiyo nitaongelea kwa next nini. Mambo inaweza kuwa
Akianza utapiga lecture.
Sahi kwanza ukitaka kusecure contractor for today, tuanzie pale bid bond. Bid bond kuwa rada kabisa.
Na hapo ndio utahitaji assistance ya project manager na the other consultants to help you have a good understanding of these documents, because if you're not in the construction profession, zingine zinaweza kakupita tu hivyo, unasikia tu bid bond, unasikia tu nini performance, so hizi ni nini, but you actually need professionals around you to help you understand. Yeah. So that's one of the things to consider. Yeah. And another thing you can think of wakati unatafuta a contractor, you can actually ask your friends who've done projects before. You can talk to them and ask them, wow, I see you have a good apartment, who built it? And then for one, you'd have to see the project yourself. I would rather you go have a look at the project itself, so that you see for sure this is good work that is to your standard. Something like that you're looking for. So referrals can also help. And just cross check with what you see on the ground, whether it works for you. It's just the way you go to a car showroom. You don't just buy a car by word of mouth. You have to go to the car showroom, check the car, test the car, and then you can now consider whether you're going to buy it or not. So another thing to consider is, when Victor was talking about registration of companies, these companies ziko na directors, employees, whoever. You also need to check who are the directors of these companies. Why is that important? Kaisa, why is that important?
Why you need to check
Why do you need to check like directors or e-company, maybe let's say Mosari and Sons?
So it will show their credibility first of all, and then when you get to know the directors, actually first when you check for the contractors, for confirm like the companies they have put them there, like let's say linked in their profile, if they actually exist. And so when you know the directors first, it will give you a better angle to judge, to go into the records and check the performance of these directors. Kama ni watu wakora, their debt status. Yes, if they have scandals and all that, so you'll be in a better position to judge, to select your.
Because see, you can tell if the director of a company that you are about to contract was involved in a corruption case about 2 years ago, that already is a red flag. I mean, understandably, and I was telling the lads earlier, understandably, people change, but change is not written all over your face. So in the back of your mind, this is a red flag when you're dealing with a company whose director was involved in a corruption case some years back. And so to you stand alert that there's a red flag here. It's even for the company itself, not just the director. You can check with Kenya law to see, does this company have any
issues in the past?
Any litigation concerns. And issues arise all the time, but to what extent, to what degree?
Maybe you're talking about the reputation of these directors.
Both the directors and at an individual level, and the companies, because see, a company is an identity by itself, and a director is also an individual identity. So both. You could be a good director working for a crook company. The reverse is true. You could be a crook director in a company with other good people. So you just need to cross-check all these factors, and we as professionals are here to help you with that kind of information.
Just to add on that, it is professional that construction contractors do not advertise themselves. Yeah. So I can say the history, or maybe the goodwill is the most important investment that a contractual firm has. So if you can see that the goodwill kidogo inaleta shida, una raise alarm hapo hivyo.
And this is so important to check, like see this contractor that you're working with, maybe I think it's part of a requirement when you're doing the tendering process. I think you need to attach a company profile. That shows this is what you've done, so the projects you've been engaged in. Because like he said, actually it's a law that you never see any contractor or any consultant in construction placing an advert on the on a billboard or on TV. The closest I've seen is social media, like Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, or something like the board, the construction signboard. So that in itself tells you, with such a delicate profession, your work speaks for you.
True.
Your work speaks for you, and it's very important. Even we are talking to clients on how to pick the right contractor, but if you're also a contractor listening in, so that you know how to be the good kind.
The easy tips.
Quality number one ndio kitu ya muhimu, because ukifanya kazi nzuri, what's to stop me, him or him to contract you again, or consider you during the next bidding process. So you just have to do a good job. Another point before we forget on what to look for in a good contractor is their technical capacity and know-how, like the manpower, access to equipment, you know, like you and I think maybe you can tell us more about it. We have several types of contractors as per NCA. They are registered under various categories. Kaisa can share with us more of that.
They range from, we have the NCA 1, NCA 2, NCA 3, 4 up to 8. Now these categories, we have the NCA 8, who are they handle, let me say, small projects. With the NCA, they've been, by small projects I mean projects worth up to like 10 million. And we have the NCA 1, now are the large contractors. Now they can handle, okay, they don't have a,
So they can infinite.
it's like they don't have a
Contract sum is infinite. So you realize that according to your contract sum, according to the size of the scale of your project, you need to work with a contractor who's certified to do works worth that amount. Huwezi kuwa na project ya like let's say 100M, alafu mtu anakukujia ukiangalia kwa NCA, because NCA have a list of the contractors and the category that they are in. You have an 100 million project, but the guy is NCA 8.
NCA 8. So for 100 you need like from NCA 5, 4, 3 to 1. Who can handle that.
So you just need to check that they have that there's a category that they are allowed to.
Also on that note, the NCA category affects the cost of the overall sum, because NCA 1, maybe if you have 100 million project and you choose NCA 1, who are unlimited in their scope of works, their overheads and profits will be larger. So in their pricing, you'll see that variation. So it's better if you choose the specific category, because that way the factoring in of profits and overheads, it works to your advantage as a client.
And so just one thing as we get to the wind up of this podcast is important point, even though ni kama we didn't mention it directly, but it's very vital, is when you're looking for a contractor, or maybe you've done the tendering process, you've accepted, you gave him the work and he accepted it, but along the way you realize this is a contractor who does not like paperwork, does not like communication through documents. That's a red flag.
Why not?
That's a red flag, because if I was working with Musari and Sons as a contractor, and maybe there's a certain scope of works that I'd like us to review, maybe either to increase or to reduce, and the contractor insists of, that's what you want me to do, fine, I'll do it. Please, for your sake and for your wallet's bank account's sake, have that documented on paper. And if your contractor is not willing to have that, that's a red flag again. Why? Because when it comes to certain issues, you realize that when you're starting off a project, inakuanga all joy, all happiness, or smile, but even at that moment, you should always be ready to, like, at the back of your mind, keep it in mind that there can be a dispute, something can go wrong, I mean, again, like I used my Dr. Love kind of example. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, neither of us is married. Victor, am I right? Okay. But when you're thinking about marriage, it's like you're thinking of, this is all fun and cuddly and all that, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a smooth ride. It's just that the fact that now I've chosen this person, I'm ready to go up the hills and rocks and valleys with this person. But if you make the wrong decision, kitakuramba, sinda? So the same concept with client and contractor. When things are starting, they can be smooth, but at the back of your mind, you should always keep it in mind. There can always be a dispute. You're just having it in mind, not that you want it to happen. And so you should take some of these measures that we are advising you, so that when you see them glaring from afar, you can tell this is already a warning sign. Because if they don't want to work, formally document communication, it's going to be an issue when you get into a dispute. Because a document is the surest form of proof that something happened.
If it's not written, it never happened.
So even if I told Musari and Sons, please make this change, even via email, that's written.
At least you have some form of
communication. I think someone mentioned this. Ukiona contractor WhatsApp ameweka disappearing messages.
Run for your life.
Disappearing messages. Contractor, how you hatari?
We are komboka.
We are forget.
Actually, just to add on that, when you enter into a contract, it is legally binding. That's why we have standard forms of contract. Standard conditions. JBC. JBC in a clause variations, in the variations clause, it says any variation shall be written and shall be presented in written form by the architect to the contractor. By the representative of the contractor to the architect or to the client. It's very clear.
Written.
It's written. So another thing, you should when selecting a contractor, after everything, after the tendering has gone, you should be cautious enough to go through JBC or any standard form of contract that
depending on your project.
Depending on your project.
Depending on the first one, when you're getting to the contract, you should first decide which form you're going to use.
And go through it with the contractor or the representative of the contractor, with yourself as the client or your representative, with a construction manager, because I would not advise for a lawyer, because lawyers don't know construction as much
unless they have a background in construction.
So you go through it so that siku moja isikue ati I told you to the standard contract document says that we should communicate through documents, and the contractor is like, mimi nilisema hiyo kweli. Shocked.
Situzambia mambo kwa simu.
Exactly.
So it's better if you go through the document as a people, as the people who are going to execute this project. It will save you a lot in the coming moments. Thank you.
So another red flag that I think is common when you're starting a project as a client, but there's some contractors who will ask you for like even up to 50% or 70% of the contract sum. So if you get upfront, so if you get such, you should be cautious, because unaweza pata maybe has some debts or some shenanigans following him. So first and in cash. Actually, first and in cash.
Anakimbia KRA kabisa.
Sikia anataka 50 to 70% upfront in cash. Fine. Maybe that's your way of operating, Mr. Contractor. But we want to tell the client as reverse construction. Wewe ni red flag. Wewe ni red flag.
Actually, on that point, payments should be penultimate payments, like according to works after valuation. Contractor, it should be tied to work. Payment is tied to work. After you've excavated, after you've done this substructure, after amekuchimbia foundation, ndio unakuja your QS. According to cap 525, your QS, and in quotes, your QS, cap 525, comes, evaluates the work, then and communicates to the architect.
Wait, sorry, is it cap 525 or JBC?
No, cap 525 QS. Anyone
choose a QS.
How do you choose a QS?
Okay.
QS ni somebody who's gone through and registered with Borax, who's gone through he has taken the exams. Training. Then kwa JBC, then it says JBC says the QS evaluates the work.
That is what I was driving at.
Okay.
That is what I was driving at.
JBC evaluates the work.
Right. Sorry, QS as per JBC.
Oh, okay. QS.
Slow down. Pole.
Ni masaa imeisha.
Sawa, naelewa. Masaa imeisha, but
Mr. Billionaire.
Finya break kidogo. Now resume.
Nilikuwa wapi?
Okay, ulisema cap 525, which is the Architects and Quantity Surveyors Act, describes who's a QS.
Who's a QS?
Who can be defined as a QS in a project. So any other definition that you have of a QS in Kenya, hiyo ni yako. So you follow it unless the law is amended.
Yeah.
So now with that regard, tukaenda kwa JBC.
You go to JBC,
which describes after your contractor has done the nini, amekuexcavatia foundation. Your form of contract ina explain how the contractor will be paid, which you started well off by saying okay, contractor sikuna ile sasa ana request for payment. then QS anakuja
anafanya valuation.
now take over.
Okay.
Sasa nimekurudisha the right gear.
The QS does the evaluation of works, writes to the architect. The architect, upon going through the evaluation of works, writes to the client, informing him the need for payment.
Yeah.
It's a period of about 14 days after the contractor has requested for payments. Is when the client can issue out payments. So after the architect has told the client that okay, this is the evaluation for works, this is the amount you need to pay minus 5% of this for defect liability period, this is the total amount. So after he has made the payment, there is an issue of certificates of payments to the contractor. So it is not like
Then the client is given 2 weeks to fulfill
clear.
the payment.
Yeah. So it's not like you'll need 50% upfront. Yeah, you'll just need after the agreement. He does this work, then the payments are tied to the work. So ukiona mtu anaitisha wewe 50-70% upfront, red flag.
You go your ex. Okay, your passing shot, bro.
My parting shot.
Yeah.
So as contractors also, I think so Victor mentioned that as a contractor you should not advertise yourself and all that kwa radio and magazines and all that, but what you can do, the tip is, if you've worked on some projects, and as Matthew mentioned, you mentioned that the project should be of quality.
Yeah.
Build a strong, rich portfolio showcasing your projects. And then from there, us as clients will get you.
Yeah. And you know this industry, construction industry, heavily relies on referrals.
Word of mouth.
So you do me a good job and I'll refer you to the next client. So contractors, do your part, offer quality works. Clients, be aware. We have good contractors, but we equally have rogue contractors. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap.
Kama moi.